Is this the best new menu in space?
Princess and Bear, today we're hanging out at EPCOT, that experimental project, City of Tomorrow?
Yes.
Because it's time for new food.
It's the 3rd anniversary of Space 220, and we are here on another anniversary to try another new menu.
Now, it's your number one choice of foodie infotainment. We have things to investigate. So remember, she's vegan. I'm not. I want to ride that rocket.
It's time to foodie and chill. We're blue now, not green or yellow, or green or orange. This is the new spring salad. It's giving me like Summer House on the Lake vibes, but a little bit better. And then the vegan cheese. This vegan cheese I usually get in abundance on the beet salad, which is thankfully still on the menu. But if you want the new salad, ask for the vegan cheese instead of the ricotta. If you're vegetarian, you've got ricotta, or you just want to eat light. So let's go ahead, let's dive in, let's get this vegan cheese with some of these greens. I'm really excited for this salad. Space 220 knows how to salad. And there's Brussies in here. Cheers. I just died and went to space. That was amazing. Everything about the bite is good. Texturally, there's like a lot of things going on, so if you have issue with textures, this might be a problem, but the creamy cheese, the citrus of the dressing, and the salad is just so beautifully balanced. This tosses my salad in a way to where like I'm going to advertise everybody to get their salad tossed here. It's that good. I'm going to share the love of the salad tossing. 5 out of 5. It is a princess's item. Though anything with this vegan cheese to me is just fire. This is literally the best vegan cheese that I've caught.
So this modified Grow Zone sprout salad. I'm assuming Grow Zone, meaning they grew this in the hallway on your way in, which is fine with me. I'm 100% down with space cabbage, space Brussies, all the space greens, as long as it's not a space alien. Well, hear me out. No, I'm gonna behave. Either way, you got this nice vegan cheese, toasted in the same way they would normally do the ricotta or the goat cheese on their other salads. You have a little bit of citrus in here with some Brussies, which I find an interesting combinations. There's some seeds in here as well, pumpkin seeds. This is gonna be a very interesting flavor profile. I'm always on the fence about citrus and salads, but I usually feel like most salads go way overboard. Like even just a little bit of mandarin orange can easily overpower all the rest of the flavors of the salad. But I think that citrus goes a long way towards sort of cutting through the earthiness of the Brussels sprouts and like letting it be Brussels. And then the cheese with the pumpkin seed adds a nice like savory to it. And honestly, I appreciate the textures are different, but they blend together well enough to where honestly, I would eat the salad several times over. I'm all for like a nice anti-hangover salad. This might be it. I would give it 4.5 out of 5 stars. I could do with more of the cheese. Obviously, we modified it. A little minor nitpick, but it's a great salad. Then you have the roasted fried cauliflower here, sitting in the sauce with the same cucumbers. This dish is basically the same as last time we came here, just reimagined to look a little bit different. This tower of cauliflower here on top. This one is vegetarian, so vegetarians, this one's for you. They're not able to make this one vegan. Remember correctly, it was something in the breading they just weren't able to do last time. So I'm just gonna take a little thickened piece here. I'm gonna rub it in some of the sauce and the cheese. And we're gonna take us a cauliflower space bite. I wish there's other fried cauliflower, like breaded cauliflower, when you present it to me as wings, were that deliciously breaded. It's more like a tempura style breading. So it's light, not too heavy, definitely doesn't retain any grease. You still have the crunch of the cauliflower, which is important. It's very easy to make fried cauliflower like mush. This strikes a nice balance. I give it 4 out of 5 points. These strange looking space orbs with weird things growing out of them is actually the Neptuna Tartare, one of the new items on the menu post-anniversary here at Space 220. And it appears that we're going to make an annual visit out of this. Anytime they update this menu, we're going to be here, but we always seem to show up like right around their anniversary as well. But hey, any reason to celebrate is a reason to celebrate. So these are Bluefin tuna. It normally comes with pineapple, mango, and then avocado wasabi sauce and Panipuri. So if they look familiar, we had Panipuri at Eat by Manit Chadra at Disney Springs. This is served in the same manner. It's just stuffed with the bluefin tuna and the pineapple. It would normally also come with mango, but I'm allergic to mango, so we got it modified so that I don't have to scream in space or nobody would hear me anyway. The Panipuri forms like this delicate, like egg-like casing. It doesn't taste like egg, but it's brittle as egg. And when you bite into it, it just like folds into itself. Sort of like getting crushed in the vacuum of space, but it's delicious, and you're still alive. The wasabi avocado sauce goes well with it. You're definitely getting tuna tartare. It's just served in a way that's unique. It reminds me sort of like of how the dishes looked on the Halcyon, even though we never got to go. Honestly, I approve. I give it 4.75 out of 5 points. If an iceberg sunk the Titanic, will an ice cream sandwich sink a space station? I'm not quite sure, but I'm here to find out. Here we have the Up All Night. It is a coffee liqueur based drink with a floating wedge of ice cream sandwich in it. I don't know if the sugar's going to keep me up all night or the coffee, but either way, I am welcoming to let it try. You have to love the taste of kofefe. It is a strong coffee taste, not just like coffee flavored. It is coffee, then liquor, more coffee, and then you have a little iceberg sandwich in it. It's nice. Honestly, it's very much a sipping drink. But if you like coffee-based drinks, like channel friend the Disney Coffee Blog, you need to try this. I would give it 4 out of 5 points. Here we have the P-squared OG, or space hog for those of us in the know. I'm not in the know. But either way, I got a piece of taffy with it. I don't know why I got a piece of taffy with it. It wasn't on the menu, but I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna try it with this beverage. Just a piece of it. Orange taffy at that. Coffee is a nice touch. It doesn't really add a ton, but it's definitely exactly what you expect it to be. It's a pog beverage with rum in it. So, pineapple, orange, guava with rum. You're gonna feel it. Take your time. You're floating in space. So that feeling you feel, it may be the space sickness, but you may also be a little inebriated. Take your time. You have all night. I'd give it 4.25 out of 5 points. We have another new beverage, or reimagined beverage on the menu here at Space 220. This is their Space Age Mule. There's now a key lime mule. It's a key lime pie liqueur, lime juice, ginger beer, and a Wheatley vodka. Because we're in space, it's not a copper mug, it's like a space titanium mug. Space mug of sorts. Ooh. I kind of liked it. I'm not usually the mule person. The malicious person in this duo is definitely the princess. She loves the mules. I have not an avoidant nature of ginger beer, but it's usually just too much for my palate. This is a nice balance, a nice sippable, a nice drink. To sit and watch Space Dog and the other astronauts fly around and do all the work. I would give it 3.75 out of 5 points.
This is one of the most popular dishes on the Space 220 menu. So all of our pad thai friends that were scared about the menu change, this one isn't going anywhere. This is a beautiful noodle with some tofu. If you're not vegan, you can add like meatses, and there's a little spice to it. You can see the spice here. You can ask for it without the spice. So I'm just gonna get a little bit of the nudes here, small amount of nudes. I said small amount of nudes, fork. All right, that's good. Ooh. Cheers. It's giving like Jungle Skipper canteen vibes. So good, so flavorful, so amazing, but I've had it so many times that I don't usually order this dish anymore. But if you've never been to Space 220 before and you don't want to go off menu, 100%, this is the dish for you. I give it a 4 out of 5 pad thais, and I love that everybody, vegan or no, loves this dish too.
Coming in for a landing with these space pad thai. What makes it spacey? No idea. Maybe it's the spice and the Sichuan in space. Maybe the combination of flavors in the nudes is just space aged. But either way, we are here to investigate. I have never in my life had such a hard time twirling noodles before. I feel like this would be better served with a pair of chopsticks. But either way, there we go.
Channel your inner Shelby.
Trying. Shelby be proud of me. I hope she'd be proud of me. I can see why it's such a popular dish. Of all the things in the menu and the way they're described, this is probably the easiest for people to wrap their head around as far as what it is. It's not too punchy with flavors, but it's also not too mild. It's like a nice middle of the road. Even the spice is basically undetectable to my, spice head self. So I'm detecting 0 out of 10 spice. And then it's maybe like a 3 out of 10, like the sweetness scale. It's a good dish, whether you do it with chicken, tofu, or shrimp. And you won't be disappointed getting this. So it's a good jack of all trades dish, if you will. I would give it 3.75 out of 5.
The most beautiful tofu steak. Now, last time that we came here, I got a tofu steak, and I wanted it again because I always get the pad thai, and I really love the tofu steak here. Last time it literally inspired and changed the way that we make tofu steak at home. So I really wanted to try the tofu steak again and see what it was like, since it is an off-menu option. Now, the awesome part about this time, me getting it, our server actually asked if I wanted it like grilled or fried. So now there's more options. If you ask for the off-menu tofu steak, I went for grilled because it's better than fried. And then she asked what kind of veggies I wanted. I agreed on potatoes, but I did not expect like all of the things that I got. This is way more veggies than I got the last time. I'm gonna go ahead and just eat the tofu. I did bring pocket parm, which I'm gonna put on the veggies later. Beautifully charred, beautifully seasoned tofu. Not too salty, not too spicy. Everything that I would want in a tofu and more. I'm gonna try potato next, just so I can give it like a good, fair rating. Beautiful potato. Last time we had potatoes, I think was like our first time here. They gave us like a side of potatoes as like a nicety, and they were really good. And these taste like a little bit of a mashed potato in my mouth with some salt. I'm into it. I like it. And I think if you've been to Space 220 before and you get tired of the pad thai, ask for the tofu steak, because the tofu steak here, even though it doesn't come out the same way every time, is fire.
I have no idea if anybody with any sort of power or pull in the Tina group watches these videos. I hope some of the feedback we give is somewhat constructive. I know sometimes it can be a little funny ha-ha, and then sometimes funny ha, but these tofu steak proves that your chef team is capable of making some real magic when you let them. You know, just a little secret, you can have more than one vegan menu, more than one vegan option on the menu. It is possible. Not gonna hurt anybody. Helps everybody. Even if it's another dish where it's like you can add tofu, chicken, and shrimp. It's time for a new vegan option on the menu. Pad Thai is great, don't get me wrong. But this is space. Space is all about the future and change. It's time for that. For now, I will accept the tasty tofu steak. The seasoning's very nicely seared. I feel like somebody's been working in Santuli Canteen. It's got some flavor. It's not just a white block of soybean. Tasty, a little seasoning on top of the sear. Very good. As for these potatoes, I'm gonna steal some carrot too while I'm here because they just look like they were grown in the perfect environment. I've never seen a fingerling potato cook that perfectly. That thing just like dissipated like a nebula, like in my mouth. That was wonderful. I'd give this whole dish a 4 out of 5 claws. I know the chef team can do great things. I just need the powers to be to allow them to make better things. I like it. Here we have the Nebula Grouper. What the groupers are doing in the middle of the nebula, that's for somebody with a little bit more adventure in their blood to investigate. But you have a pan-seared piece of grouper on top of a little parsnip puree here, some Swiss chard and onions, and then this little delicious little pad here that slid down the grouper is walnut butter. So I'm expecting some sort of nutty fish. So I am kind of excited for this one. It's looking spacey, looking space aged, but how did they get fresh fish out here? I'm not really sure I want to answer that question.
Space fish.
Okay. The fish seared is very much like a really, really blackened fish. So it has like that front, like peppery, but well-seasoned taste. The walnut butter is like a candy glaze more than it's like actual butter. It is butter and walnuts, but it's given like a little sweetness, not like the sort of like sour or even like the savory you get from butter. It's very sweet and sort of helps enhance, but also mellow out the intestines and the pepper on sort of the blackening of the fish. It's very, very good. Let me try some of this parsnip puree here. Because we do experiment at home from time to time with parsnip puree. Oh yes.
Yeah. One of the better cooks of meat.
I know a lot of you. You skip over the fish on a lot of menus. They're like more exciting items, and those are all palate specific. Some of you run for the steak, others want the roasted chicken because maybe you're just not a super adventurous eater. I would challenge you every now and then to reach out and try a nice fish. This grouper tastes amazing. It's well seasoned, it's a decent size. The walnut butter is like a unique flavor on top of fish that I don't believe I've ever had before. And honestly, it's exciting. Now, if I were to come here, say in a week or two, and we weren't filming, I would definitely order this again. I gave it 4.75 out of 5.
The evolution of the carrot cake. Now, we've had the carrot cake here quite a few times. As a vegan, as a traumatized carrot cake person, if you don't know that story, I'm not going to repeat it. You can watch one of our previous Space 220 videos where I go into detail about why I am traumatized by carrot cake. But this is one of 2 carrot cakes that I appreciated on Disney World property, and the only one left because the other carrot cake was flying fish, and they replaced their dessert with the amazing strawberry that you need to try with the meringue. But now we have a new carrot cake. It has all of the same components as the old one. It's just plated a little bit differently, and it looks freaking gorgeous. So let's try it and see if it's still just as good as I remember. The flavor, unchanged. It's literally the exact same carrot cake that you know and love, just a different presentation. And I'm not mad at the presentation. I kind of feel like it's a little bit less carrot cake than you got before, but I'm also not mad at it because it's very rich. So I would give it a 5 out of 5. It is a Princess Cities item. Get you this carrot cake. Roger and Bugs would fight over this cake so hard that they'd probably have to split it.
Carrot cake has evolved. It's become more of like a passing common and more of a planetary body. It's definitely looking more space-like. You have the sort of the pumpkin seed on the side here, the sauce down the sides, and then you have this new addition, which is the sugar glass on top of said carrot cake. See if I can get a piece of that. Probably not.
It's hard to get.
There we go. I feel like that's going to hurt. There we go.
Definitely the exact same consistency. The consistency is good. It's the same super moist carrot cake, but not like falling apart and holding its shape. Plant-based cream on top is excellent. The sugar glass, it's a nice touch aesthetically. I don't know that it adds much to the dish on its own, but this is the same solid carrot cake, just a little bit more on theme. I think this matches a theme with Spacey 20 more than the previous carrot cake, and I'm glad they're retouching and refining things in this menu. They can use it. I give this 4.5 out of 5 points.
The brand spanking new desserts for the new menu here at Spacey 20, the Capella. So you have what is a maple mousse trapped inside of this little sponge cake here. You have a chai cream on top, and then some orange curd sort of orbiting this alien-looking puff here. It's given like Force Awakens bread puff, but like colorful and exciting. Go ahead and get you a little cross section here, if I can. The mousse is just sort of spilling out of the innards, like so much alien blood. Ooh, look at that. Beautiness.
In construction and consistency, it really gives me the same sort of vibes as the limited time dessert they had for the Way of Water. That's a Tula Cantina Animal Kingdom, even though that dessert is currently still on that menu today. I am not one for like citrusy desserts. Anything with like orange and lemon, I usually avoid like the plague. But that maple mousse with like the chai cream and that little bit of like bite that that orange curd adds is a celestial sort of experience. I get like comets and asteroids, everything flying around my mouth in all of the best way. It's a super tasty dish. The one thing that I've always felt about desserts here at Spacey 20 is that me not being the dessert person, they feel to me large. Now obviously this is only maybe slightly bigger than an average Disney cupcake. It's a fine dessert. And honestly, being who I am, I'm giving it a high rating. I'm giving it a 4.75 out of 5 claws. It is an amazing, on-theme, and tasty addition to Spacey 20 desserts. Here we have the soul. This heavenly body giving off light in the universe is a chocolate tart with a coffee sponge, a little cherry streak here, and a little sugar candy top. This thing almost looks too pretty to destroy. But clearly I've become the superhero in this universe because I'm definitely going to destroy it. It led a beautiful life for the life that it had. That is definitely typical Disney tart there on the bottom, because that boy has some resistance to it. There we go. I think we got all the way through.
So hard.
Almost got it. It's like fishing. That is a forkful. So coffee, chocolate, cherry, interesting. There's just a very interesting layering of flavors in there. There's you have the chocolate tart and then a coffee sponge. But in between that is a hazelnut crunch. Think like a sort of like a Mr. Goodbar sort of deal, like crunch in the middle, and that sort of breaks up the flavors, and the hazelnut sort of helps with the strength of the coffee. The coffee isn't as strong. It's very chocolate forward, and I think it flows very well from chocolate to hazelnut to coffee mousse. The cherry gel gives it a nice little tart at the end. It's a very interesting dessert, and I feel like I'm beaming from the inside. I would give it 4 out of 5 points. We have the Bode's Swirl. You have a lemon chiffon cake with a berry compote here at the center of this planetary body, and then a mushroom meringue on top. It is definitely an eye-catching dessert. You have that double swirl, the swirl on the plate. Then even the swirl in the middle of the chiffon cake. You even get like a little bit of like garnish here on the back side as well. These reimagined desserts are absolutely stunning. Like, they are art forms in and of themselves, and they're almost ashamed to have to eat them. But not that much of a shame. Go ahead and cut into this one. Some nice little layers, and I want a little bit of this mushroom meringue. It is definitely like a lemon sponge cake. The berry compote is very thick. It's almost like a berry mousse more than what I would consider to be a compote. But you do have like the swirl, which is composed of like that same compote. So you have like double berry, and then the mushroom meringue doesn't really add a whole lot, but it's there. It's a weird consistency though. Like, you know how something can be both moist and dry at the same time? It's a very weird feeling. It's like, it's a moist on the outside. Once you get to the center, it just feels like it's a bit more dry, and I'm not really sure if they balance out. Like, the flavor is fine, but the consistency, it just feels slightly off. Like, maybe a high UV day or something on a day. I'm not really sure. It just feels off. When you roll out of bed, and something's not quite right, that's what that feels like. You just can't put your finger on it, but something is off. I would give it 3.75 out of 5. That was an excellent and yet smooth trip back from Space 220.
I'm loving the new menu. Everything was amazing. I have no complaints.
Yeah, year after year, the menu and the refinements of the menu only get better. This is easily one of Patina Group's best restaurants. I've said before that the food here is consistently average or above average, but what you really come here for is the theme. Come here for the theme. Also,
last year we got a magnet for the anniversary. This year we get trading cards.
Yes. Now,
we had
excellent service. The food was great. We love the desserts. The new reimagined ones are absolutely amazing, both in flavor and presentation. If you come, ask for Claire with the hair.
Claire with the hair.
Tell her the Princess of the Bear sent you. And if you don't tip her, I will find out, and I will come find you.
And she said, if you get another server and you don't ask for Claire with the hair, she's gonna know, and she's gonna come for you. So make sure you ask for Claire with the hair.
Yes, but I want to know what you guys think about Space 220, or I want to know how long you've been trying to get a reservation for Space 220 in the comments below. Now, if there's anything else you can see us do, that will always be the place to find us. Hit that notification bell if you want to see other videos like this, and
we have new videos 5 days a week: Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Saturday.
We'll see you soon.
Be sure to subscribe and like this video. And if you don't comment, we're never opening these trading cards.
I think she thinks we're in a 3D movie, but you heard the girl.
Maybe it's Captain EO. I don't know. You'll see the trading cards in the community tab. Go look at the community tab.
You heard the girl.